Welcome back, everyone. In the last module, we discussed a very crucial aspect of financial literacy, that is banking. Now that you're familiar with the basic procedures and features of a bank, let us discuss another very important feature, that is loans. You may recall that Mr. Biswas had taken a loan from the bank in order to expand his business, and Priya had taken one for her mother Shikha's shop. We had also learned briefly about interest. We saw that there are two types of interests. One that is earned by keeping money in the bank and another that is paid to the bank when we borrow money. We learned that this borrowed money is called a loan. So let's find out more about how Mr. Biswas went about taking a loan from the bank instead of a moneylender. The Biswas family is having dinner one evening when Mr. Biswas says, "I am planning to buy a two-wheeler. This will allow me to save my travel time from the house to the shop and other places for work." "That's wonderful, but do you have enough money to buy one?" "I don't have enough savings, but I will borrow some money from Gopal moneylender as usual. I shall go to visit him tomorrow." "Before you borrow the money from Gopal moneylender, just give me a day's time so that I can find out from the bank about their terms for lending money." Next morning, Priya goes to the bank to meet Mrs. Gupta. "Good morning, Mrs. Gupta. Can you please tell me if my father can get a loan from the bank for buying a two-wheeler? And what are the conditions for taking a loan? My father usually takes loans from Gopal moneylender." "Sure, Priya. My colleague Mr. Mishra is in charge of the loans department. Let's go and meet him." "Good morning, Mr. Mishra. This is Priya Biswas. She has an account at our bank and wants to know about loans." "Hello, Priya. Let me explain to you all about loans. When you borrow money from the bank to meet your needs, you are given an amount which you are supposed to pay back to the bank in due course. For this, the bank will charge you a certain amount of interest. Depending on the type of loan you want, it can be categorized as follows: secured loan or unsecured loan. A secured loan is a loan connected to a guarantee or collateral. Collateral is something of value like a car or a house or land. These are also called assets. If the borrower does not pay back the amount borrowed on time, then the lender has the right to take possession of the collateral. The most common examples of secured loans are car loans and home loans. An unsecured loan, on the other hand, is a loan that does not require any type of collateral. Instead of relying on a borrower's assets or security, lenders approve unsecured loans based on a borrower's ability to pay back the loan. Examples of unsecured loans include personal loans and student loan. Now let us look at different types of loans and understand it a little more clearly. Lender. Institutes like banks lend money to people in need. They demand an interest for the money borrowed. The borrower has to pay back the money borrowed plus interest in the agreed time frame. Borrower. They are bank customers who take loans from the banks. They are charged an annual interest. The borrower has to pay back with each installment a part of the money borrowed and interests over a fixed period of time. Collateral. Generally, money is borrowed for a purpose. Now, your father wants to borrow money to buy a two-wheeler. During the loan period, the two-wheeler will be pledged to the bank and the two-wheeler will be transferred to Mr. Biswas's name only after he has paid back the full amount to the bank. Down payment. When you take a loan to buy something like a home or vehicle, you have to pay a part of the payment yourself. The balance amount is given by the bank. For example, if you want to buy a two-wheeler for 65,000 rupees, the bank approves a loan of 50,000 rupees only, and then you have to pay the remaining amount. The portion you pay is called down payment. Installment. Small portions of the borrowed money that can be paid over equal intervals of time. Interest. The charge added by the lender for lending the money. Time bound. All loans need to be repaid within a predetermined time period. What is the average two-wheeler loan interest now? It varies between 10% to 12% per annum. But isn't that too high? Gopal Moneylender takes only 3%. Banks offer loans at the rate of 10 to 12% interest per year, but the moneylender takes 3% per month, which means he charges 3% multiplied by 12, that is 36% per year, whereas we charge only 12% for the full year. Let me explain with an example. You have borrowed 100 rupees from a bank at the rate of 12% interest. You have to pay back 112 rupees to the bank. Now, if you borrow 100 rupees from the moneylender, you have to pay back 136 rupees to him. So now, how much do you save per year if you borrow money from the bank? We will save 24 rupees per year on 100 rupees. Oh, this means that for a loan of 50,000 rupees, we will have to pay back 6,000 rupees to the bank as an interest in a year, whereas if we borrow some money from Gopal, the interest would amount to 18,000 rupees every year. I have to immediately stop my father from borrowing money from the moneylender. Thank you so much, Mr. Mishra. Please tell me, what are the documents required for availing a loan? You have to provide an identity proof such as an NREGA card or an Aadhaar card or a voter's identity card. An address proof if separate from the identity proof. An income proof if applicable, like a 3 months bank statement or income returns. The amount of loan that your father can avail will depend on his bank statements. The loan can be for a period of 3 to 5 years. If for some reason your father stops paying the installments, then after fair warning, the collateral item will be taken back by the bank and sold in order to recover the loan amount. Priya, it is important for all banks to earn money to run and earn profits. They also need to earn money to pay interest on money deposited with them and also to cover their own expenses. One of the avenues of earning money is to give loans to customers. As discussed earlier, loans are either secured or unsecured. So here are 2 pamphlets. One pamphlet contains detailed information about the different types of loans that can be availed from the bank, and the other pamphlet has information related to all government schemes under which citizens can avail loans. Please take these home and read them properly. Thank you, Mr. Mishra. I will read them properly and show it to my father and explain everything that you explained to me. As Priya reaches home in the evening, she sits down with the brochure to understand the different types of loan that the bank offers. Priya reads the first pamphlet properly and then looks at the second one. Priya read about a few government low-rate loan schemes and thought that those would not only be helpful for her but also for her entire family, especially her younger brother and sister who are students just like you.